Hey, welcome back, YouTube. If you're new here, I've got a precious metals market update for you, so stay tuned. Let's talk about gold and silver. All right, so this article from FX Empire, this was published this morning, around 9:30 this morning, and it states that the price of gold fundamental daily forecast, Powell comments likely to trigger volatile response. So gold investors are anxious to see if Powell expresses concern about a recent volatile sell-off in treasuries and his assessment of the economy. Okay, of course, this article is referring to the Fed chairman here in the United States. So gold futures are trading lower on Thursday, but slightly better than 9-month lows reached in the previous session. However, rising U.S. Treasury yields continue to spook buyers of the non-yielding commodity. Okay, we mentioned that earlier. Some money is moving out of gold, that safe harbor, and into dividend-paying or yield-paying bonds and treasuries. That relatively low volatility this week suggests traders may be trying to build a support base at the lower end of a long-term retracement zone. But another lower low in the chart pattern suggests sellers are still a dominant force. Prices are likely to continue lower until the buying is strong enough to take out one or a number of its current strings of lower tops. Okay, I personally think that we're not going to see any kind of movement, at least a sharp movement in the metals prices until we get a decision on that $1.9 trillion stimulus package that's in the Senate right now. Rising yields weighing on demand, so higher U.S. Treasury yields threaten gold's appeal as an inflation hedge, as they increase the opportunity cost of holding bullion, which pays no returns while the dollar rose against rivals, according to Reuters. U.S. Treasury yields climbed on Wednesday as investors cheered positive news on the vaccine rollout. The U.S. 10-year Treasury yield sat around 1.47% on Wednesday after popping to 1.61% last week, so slightly down. The surge in bond yields is supporting the U.S. dollar, which is weighing on foreign demand for the dollar-denominated asset. Okay, so if you're new here, that's another important thing to talk about. Typically, when the dollar strengthens against a basket of other currencies, okay, we're talking about the DXY index here, then that strengthening dollar typically results in a weakening gold valuation. As the dollar begins to weaken against other currencies, however, the opposite effect takes place and we start to see gold begin to rise because, as mentioned, gold, like many other commodities, is valued in US dollars. So to the daily forecast, traders are expecting heightened volatility in the gold market the next two trading sessions. On Thursday, they'll get a chance to react to comments from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, who speaks at a virtual Wall Street Journal's Job Summit at 17:05 GMT. Gold investors are anxious to see if Powell expresses concern about a recent volatile sell-off in treasuries and if there is any change in his assessment of the economy before the Fed's next meeting ending March 17th. On Friday, the U.S. will release its latest February non-farm payroll report. The numbers are expected to drive strong movement in Treasury yields. For a look at all of today's economic events, check out the economic calendar. Okay, I'll get a link to that economic calendar in the video description down below. All right, now let's transition over to the white silver metal. All right, so silver price analysis. The XAG-USD struggles to keep $26 amid sluggish markets. Silver holds recent bounce off intraday lows to print mild gains. Risks remain downbeat amid inflation fears. Ahead of Powell's speech, U.S. stimulus updates and Sino-American jitters and virus news will be the key. So silver picks up bids near 26.23, which is up about 0.22%, intraday, while extending its recovery moves from the intraday low of 25.97. So we did see silver drop down below $26. During early Thursday, even so, challenges to risks and the U.S. dollar moves seem to guard the precious metal's short-term upside. Among the key challenges, the recently renewed fears of reflation backed by UK budget comments from the ECB and the U.S. COVID relief stimulus progress in the Senate seem to exert the most pressure on the white metal. Also testing the commodity, buyers could be the greenback strength that currently helps the U.S. dollar index, that DXY we were talking about, pierce that 91 threshold, so the dollar is slightly up on the day. Meanwhile, chatters surrounding the rumored plot to attack Capitol Hill and China-linked hackers' cyber attack on Microsoft's email servers also weigh on the risks in the market today. Against this backdrop, the U.S. 10-year Treasury yields rose 1.1 basis points to 1.48%, whereas the S&P 500 futures, this is of course being published this morning, did drop 0.25% by the press time. It should be noted that the mood also suggests that there are certain fears in the market right now of the Brazilian variant of the coronavirus, as recent studies show that it negatively affects natural immunity to the virus. Looking forward, the risk catalyst can keep offering intermediate moves ahead of Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech at 17:05 GMT today. Global markets will look for reflation concerns of the Fed boss in this statement, which, if materialized, could exert additional downside pressure on the precious metals and antipodians. Antipodians, okay, I have to look that one up. So a quick Google search of antipodian, a person from Australia or New Zealand, used by inhabitants of the Northern Hemisphere. Okay, well, I live in the Northern Hemisphere. I've never heard that before, but we'll go ahead and chalk that up to learning something new today. So what's the moral of the story? Well, the moral of the story is we're going to have to wait till this afternoon to see what remarks Jerome Powell has on the economy. If I had to guess, they're probably not going to be anything changed from what we've been hearing over the last, I'd say, 2 years now. And that is cheap money policy. Inflation isn't there. That's what they keep telling us, even though we're seeing it now. And that they're going to continue to support low interest rates to stimulate the economy. That's my guess. But we shall see at 17:05 GMT today. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once more, keep looking for those great deals, especially if you're a physical accumulator like me. This is not the time, once more, to be paying heavy premiums. Also, once more, I want to remind the community I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy with a cell phone and some gold and silver coins that likes to talk about it, as well as share my opinions and viewpoints on the market. And lastly, if you see any comments in the comment section down below that have my name on it and you do not see a black bubble around my name, it's not me. More or less, you can probably figure it out that if I'm referring you to some WhatsApp number or if my responses to your comments seem a little off, definitely take a look. Make sure that black bubble surrounds the name Florida Stacker. If you don't see that there, it's just another faker out there. I'm doing my best to try to get rid of them. But just like all you guys out there, I can't pay attention to my YouTube channel 24/7. So thank you all for those of you that wrote in, letting me know yesterday about all the spammers and in the comments section. We'll keep working to get rid of these guys, okay? All right, have a great day, everyone. We'll see you soon on another precious metals focused stacking video.